Hey everybody, there is some technical stuff going down today, so I've been live evidently for 30 seconds without really knowing it. So I'm just going to pull up the old page here and see what's going on. Oh, perfect. All right. God love technology. All right, folks. I am Nick Slavic. Oh, we'll get Instagram going here too. Hey everybody, I am Nick Slavic, the proprietor of the Nick Slavic Painting and Restoration Company. I am also the host of Ask a Painter Live. It's a weekly live show where we talk about the life of a master craftsperson and a paint business entrepreneur. And if you are on Instagram, you are being treated to a bright red link, almost like emergency lettering that says last day for scholarships. Today is the legitimate last day for scholarships. There is a link in the show notes on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and all this other stuff. If you want to go to one of the awesome 5 PCA events this fall, residential, craftsmanship, women in paint, PCA in Espanol, Expo, you got a chance to go for free. And there are scholarships out there right now. There's a link in all this stuff. Today is the day, painters. What I know about this industry is that you wait to sign up for the events for the last day before the event. Some of you don't even sign up, you just show up. You wait till the last day to put in the paint order for your jobs. You wait for the last day to apply for a scholarship. Well, guess what, folks? Today is the last day. So get that scholarship in, and you could join me at any one of those events for free this fall. And if you need a letter of recommendation, call me, email me, DM me, let me know, and I might be able to help you out with something like that, connect you with somebody who knows you and can do that. So today, I will remind you as well that we have the last day for scholarships, but also I will remind you that a couple things. We're going to go through an August update where the painting company's at, some thoughts and machinations there. I'm going to talk to you about IRL in a world of AI. So recently I've been to a bunch of in-person events, and I want to talk about in real life in a world of technology and AI. Also, what's the last thing that I was going to talk about? Man, I got so many things here. Oh, gratitude for this period of life as well too. So one last reminder before I remind you again at the end of the show. Today is the last day for applications for the scholarships for PCA events. They are absolutely life changing. The PCA, the Painting Contractors Association, is a 142-year-old nonprofit that serves our industry with standards, education, and togetherness. And this is all of those. We show you the standards, we educate you, and this is the definition of togetherness right here. So I would urge you guys to go to the events. I would urge you to put in an application for a scholarship. Link in the show notes, link in the actual page right now, the screenshot right there. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot and send that to the ops team. There we go, at PCA. So, all right, folks, let's talk about August update. So, starting at the first part of June, obviously through July and then August, we are at the peak of the peak of the peak. We are house painters. It is summer. It is nice out. There's only about 75 nice days a year in Minnesota to paint outside, and we're getting after it, folks. The company swells from about 25 people to about 55 at the peak of summer like that. We have full-time master craftspeople. We have part-time master craftspeople. We have a whole bunch of trade partners and every other form of labor that we can find. Well, we have an assistant project manager that joins us. Our coordinator, Jack, my right hand in the company, takes over all of our deck crews. So we have 4 dedicated crews of just people who do decks, fences, porches, play sets, small exterior painting jobs, things like that. And they just hammer. There's 8 or 9 people on that squad every year, and Jack is the captain of them. And it's a really cool thing to see because we do all those little weird projects that nobody else wants to do because I like serving our clients. And I actually love the craft of doing these things. Most people think they're a pain in the rear end. I do not. I absolutely love them. So we just rip on them. We do as many as we can, do the finest finishes we can, and help as many clients as we possibly can. So that's always a fun thing to do. Oh, maintaining maintaining what you know makes your business run during this time is very hard because the sun is up at 4 a.m. It's down at 9:30 or 10. The days are beautiful. We're getting an unbelievable demand for people wanting us to paint their house like we do every year. and we just have to rock and roll. But the problem is, you can stop answering the phone, you can stop answering your emails, you can stop following up on estimates, you can stop your marketing because things get busy. That is the absolute wrong, horrible thing to do. So, one of the things that I have to train myself to do and hold myself accountable to as the ops manager of this company is to maintain my one-on-ones every week, maintain my morning routines, maintain my job costing verification, all the things that I know actually makes this company run in a time where demand is crazy and there's never enough time, and it's just all over the place. We have to maintain those standards. Let's see here. The screen just changed. I hope I'm still live for you guys here on Facebook and stuff. Oh, Brandon, how's it going, man? Do your trade partners work 4 10-hour work weeks? They absolutely do not. The people I employ barely put together a 40-hour work week. People enjoy a bunch of family time and flexibility. My trade partners, that's 7 days a week, brother. Stem up to stem down, everything like that. So, no, and I don't either. People make individual choices for their own families and themselves. I will tell you what my choices are. I may or may not agree with other people's choices, but I cannot make them for them, and we probably don't have similar life goals. Since I was 10 years old, I was a workaholic. When I was able to have a real job, the hardware store gave me my first job, and I would literally take every hour they could. If they put me on a shift from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. After school, I would show up at 3:30 and punch in early and do a bunch of stuff. I would stay till 8:30 or 8:45 and volunteer to be the last person to clean up. I would squeeze out every hour I could. And it may not seem like a lot, but if you're scheduled for 4 hours and you can make that into an extra hour, you just earn 25% more money. That's the stuff I'm interested in. In my own company now, I will put in more hours than anybody else, but I also have 3 companies and I also volunteer to do it. And I'm also very tactful on when to do it and how to do it around my family and all this other stuff. So, some of the people I employ probably average 37, 38, 39 hours a week. My trade partners absolutely do not. They share a mentality like me where they just rip, they go for it. And I'm kind of just like, you know what? I've made peace with a lot of that stuff. In my 20s, it was my time to basically, like, I wanted a wife and kids and a house, and I broke myself to get it all, and I did, and it was awesome. And I see some young people struggling with that same thing of setting up a life, creating their own little freedom machine, and they kind of live in a world sometimes where, and there's not me saying they're bad people. It's just me saying they make choices for themselves, and hopefully they're moving in the right direction. But if they struggle with money, if they don't have a place to live yet, they haven't had a spouse and things like that, it's getting time, folks. That's kind of how I think about it, and that's just a personal theory about all that stuff. This isn't a judgment call. I'm not saying people are stupid or lazy. I'm saying we all have free will, and some people choose to exercise it in different ways than other people do. So we are absolutely ripping. We probably got about another 2 3 weeks, and our deck crews are done. They all go back to college and high school and teaching and all that other stuff. My right hand and my left hand, Jack and Mason in the company, they are going back to college next week, give or take, and they will continue to do their jobs from college remotely. Jack will be running coordination from all that stuff, and Mason will be running marketing and a whole bunch of other fun stuff, which kind of ties into the next thing that we're going to talk about: AI and in real life and all this other stuff. But now, folks, I've learned since I was 10 years old to run my life in a season, in like a dual season sort of thing. There's winter and there's summer. Winter is slow. There's time to work on yourself. There's time to do strategy. There's times to do vision. There's time to do a whole bunch of that other stuff. And then, guys, when it comes time to March, late March, April, May, June, July, August, September, it's just ripping time. It's just time to go. And I devote a ton of extra time to help my people. We're finishing between 22 and 26 projects a week, give or take, right now. So I am in full support of my people, not only morally, physically, mentally, spiritually, for projects, for logistics, for anything else. I've crafted a company where I have all the answers to any question that somebody can answer. And I try to teach my people the strategies and systems so that they don't need me for these. And every year they need me for less and less and less and less, which means that they are just taking that upon themselves, which is a beautiful thing to witness as well, too. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about August update for the painting company. for some other things. But questions and comments you guys have, drop them in there. And I appreciate the comments on Instagram, all the interactions there. Any questions you guys have, drop them in. We can talk about anything you want. Somebody had just dropped one in about, do your trade partners work 410s? No, they do not. Absolutely not. So here for any other questions or comments you guys have or topics you want to discuss. Okay. So peak of the summer, we just had a big sales and marketing strategy meeting to figure out how to help as many clients as we can before the end of summer here. We basically have August and September. Once we get into October, man, if we can get 2 weeks of exterior painting October, solid. That's pretty good. If we can make it to Halloween, the 31st, we are ripping. That's a great year. And then occasionally you're thrown a couple days in November where you can paint outside, but we never depend on that. We never depend on the last 2 weeks in October either. So we're kind of planning for that. And we know that there's lots of people that need things done. We want to open up capacity. We want to get to as many people as possible. We want to set proper expectations. We really want to help as many people as possible because in the upper Midwest, if we don't stain your deck in this time period, if we don't paint the outside of your house, you wait another 6 months at least to do it. You don't even have the option to do it. It's not like let's wait after the holidays. The weather physically stops us temperature-wise from doing any of that stuff. So we just have to be very careful with those things. And I just want to help as many people as possible. So anybody who's seen me speak in person understands that I am kind of morally opposed to discounts and how people do discounts. And as a marketing function, the unprovability of discounts actually work in our field. However, we are planning our next big discount. We're going to release that when we're ready to release it. But we've had very good success in the past with either accelerating sales or creating sales that weren't there before. And I also think it's a nice thing to do for some of your longtime clients, things like that. Oh, Daniela, Guillermo, bon dia, my friends, all down in Brazil. Good to see you guys, all watching on Instagram there. So we got a couple fall sales coming up for very select humans, very select types of projects, things like that. We typically don't make them public. We just reach out personally and do some of that stuff. And for anybody who's seen me speak in public, you guys know that I release all that data to show you guys what it does to sales prior, what it does to sales after. And it's a very, very interesting sort of like sociological experiment every time when we always gather great data. But other than that, we're figuring out how to help as many people as possible. We got a sprint till the end of the year, and then we can all lick our wounds. We can all recover, work on strategy and vision, and things like that. Now, IRL and a world of AI. Second topic I want to talk about today. Third topic will be some gratitude for this stage of life. I've had a very interesting sauna/cold plunge thought today that I thought I'd share with you guys. It's something I've been machinating on a while. But first, IRL and a world of AI. The last 2 weeks, I've been to two industry events: Chris Moore's EBA, Elite Business Advisor Retreat, and I went to Micah McLean's Contractor Domination event. And every single human out there right now is AI is coming for your jobs. AI is going to be a bloodbath. AI is going to not necessitate work anymore. It's going to replicate everything. It's going to automate everything. You're not even going to need humans. Fine, folks. We're using AI. Our marketing guy, Mason, just replicated 8 different forms of software, a website, a single source of truth platform in a couple days as an experiment for our company. It is wild what is going on out there, and it's awesome. And I'm using AI like nobody's ever used before in this business to replace a lot of basic computing stuff, basic tasks, and it's also opening up new tasks that I'd closed myself and other people off to because it's either too time consuming or too expensive. And now we have to rethink about a lot of that stuff. It is going awesome. I love it. And if anybody's seen my pricing experiments right now, AI is about 50% more accurate with estimating a house than humans are, professional painters are. So if you guys ever want to see that live experiment, you come see me in person, and I have some very interesting things to show you guys. But going to these two events, I had some very interesting things happen. My daughter and my right and left hand flew with me and got to experience the industry and me speaking for the first time and all of my great friends of the industry at once at Chris Moore's event. And my wife went with me to Micah McLean's event and got to see me speak really for the first time ever as well. And I'm struck that, I'm probably going to say some things we all know and things that are cliche, but I like to emphasize things that are emphasized to me through experience. In a world of AI, if you're not using AI, you're going to be behind. But also, if you're completely supplanting humans, if you're taking humans for granted, if you're trying to delete humans and lose that human touch and that personality of your company and that local, trusted, professional feel of your company, you are going to be behind as well. So if I was trying to total AI my company and get rid of every human that I can, so it's basically just me, a brain, the brain reacting to my clients, and then my painters, we would be at a serious competitive disadvantage. Not because we couldn't give just the same service or even better, because I can prove one thing with my clients, which is this is not an Amazon purchase where you purchase some doodad for your phone. You know it's going to fail. It's not that expensive. If it doesn't come, you're out 17 bucks. Who cares? If it doesn't work, this and that, all that other stuff, it's kind of like, that's kind of like it is what it is. The painting business is you're inserting a stranger into your kids' bedrooms, into your own bedroom, into your kitchen, into your house of place of safety. And people want local, people want trusted, and people want professional services. So, not to say you can't use AI. We are going to level down on AI like nobody's ever seen over the next couple of years. But it's also emphasized to us where the human interaction is not only important, not only can give you a better experience than AI, but humans as a competitive advantage in a world of AI, things like that. Jess, I'll get to your question here in just a second. So, what I know from being on the board of directors of the PCA, our 142-year-old nonprofit, last day for scholarships, by the way, link in the notes here, is that we can see each other online and become contacts. We can speak to each other online and become acquaintances. We can do webinars. We can do virtual seminars. We can do virtual conferences. We can do live streams. We can do this. There is not a single good, viable replacement for in-person, in-room, human-to-human contact. It's proven out by our estimates. It's proven out by our industry. My clients, if we told them we're only going virtual estimates, you send us images and then we send you a price, or you FaceTime us and we'll give you a price, they would say, that's not acceptable. I'm about to place a lot of trust in you. I want you in your house. I want you in my house. We get that. That's what we do. Also, the same thing goes for in-person events. I see genuine human connection, lifelong friendships being made, and different and more information and better information being shared by humans in person than they do online. I don't have to tell you this, that if you go on any of the painter forums and ask a question, you ask that same question in person, you're going to get a much different result. People will say things virtually and in the written form on social media that they would never say to another human if they were standing in the same room. In fact, a lot of the people, like I'm watching, this is hilarious. What a great example. Mathan TVK143 gave me 6 middle fingers on the live stream. Hey, brother, if you were standing in my shop, or we were down in Florida, or we were down in St. Louis at Chris Moore's retreat, I doubt you would give me the middle finger 6 times to my face, right? You're probably not a painter. You probably don't share my core values. I think that's a safe assumption. You probably just stumbled onto my live stream and you're probably just kicking rocks around. That's fine. What a great example that if you and I were standing in the same room, or you were sitting in my little lounge here with me, you would not do that to my face, and I wouldn't do that to you. That is a perfect example of what happens online. I love the connectedness online. My God, we're sitting on a farm that was facilitated by my company, Ask a Painter, right? If anybody can talk about the benefit and the connectedness of social media and the internet age and AI and all this other stuff, my best friends came from the internets, right? So this is like, I am not a poo-pooer of this. I think it's a great thing. Depends how you use it. But also, this will never be a replacement. Ask a Painter will never be a replacement for going to the PCA Expo and standing in the presidential suite with me, with your arm around me, drinking Jeff Adkins white liquor from West Virginia, listening to a mariachi band with people from Germany, Australia, Iceland, all over the place, dancing and singing music in a language they don't understand. There is no substitute for that. So this isn't a new discovery, right? One of the strategies I used as chairman of the board of directors of the PCA was to institute a bunch of these events, not only to help fund the PCA, but also to maintain the togetherness that I experienced early on. So this is just a feeder system, Ask a Painter. This gets you connected with the right people. And I would urge you, scholarships, links posted last day for that, to go to an in-person event. If you stumbled across Ask a Painter and you thought it changed your life, it will never change your life in the way of sitting in a room with me and all my friends talking about the things that we do for this. So I'm going to get to some of your questions here. I absolutely love this, but this drove home a really important thing that I'll look back on the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We did a cabin project with my right and left hand and my Master Craftspeople Gold team. I traveled to St. Louis to Chris Moore's EBA retreat with my daughter and right and left hand. And then my wife and I went to Florida for Michael McLean's event. That's probably one of the more 3 pivotal professional weeks I'll ever have in my life. And you know what the through line was? We did stuff in person. So I would urge you guys, there's never a good time to leave your family. There's never a good time to leave your business. There's never a good time for any of that stuff. There's never a good time to stop making revenue. But if I didn't stop and go to an in-person event 10 years ago, I wouldn't be the father, husband, human citizen that I am now. So I would urge you guys, get out there. All right, let's answer some questions. Jess Paz, for hiring, what platform has helped you out the most? Ha, this is great. I used to use these Indeed, ZipRecruiter, all this other stuff. It's really tough out there. I use my network now. I spend all my time networking, asking the people that I know and trust if they have anybody else who want to get hired. And I know that people want to just take a job ad, post it online, and have a billion candidates come to your office. I've had worse success with that than I have with just asking the people that I know, love, and trust if they know anybody. The next best thing is getting on Facebook and Instagram and broadcasting to your own community, even with just a post, saying, hey, you guys know me. I'm Nick the Painter. We got all those vans. We're across from Dairy Queen. We operate under the Decent Human Being system. You guys probably have a neighbor, a son, a daughter. You probably have a student. You probably know somebody that works for me. I'm just looking for more good people. And you will find all the people you need through that. But it takes effort, not just this passive thing where you toss something online. So, Jess, if you ever need anything, let me know, and I'm happy to help you with that. So, all right, everybody. Absolutely love this. Oh, so many people watching Facebook and the like. Let's see what we got here. Nick Tunes. Oh, you're my hero, Nick. How dare you? You know I don't take compliments very well. I am blushing. Nick, I appreciate you very much. And we'll miss you at the retreat this summer here coming up. Bailey Mangan, how's it going, dude? Absolutely love watching you. And everything else going on. Appreciate the hell out of you, man. Carlos, a fellow Minnesota painter. Absolutely love you, dude. Austin Schumacher, stuck between growing my business and being content with where I'm at. Oh, dude. Austin, send me an email, nick@nickslavik.com, and I want you to do 2 things. Let's continue this discussion. I've devoted the last 6 years of my life to this. Also, I think we need to do an episode of Ask a Painter. I might, if you're open to it, that might be one where you and I, IRL, get together and do an Ask a Painter sometime. So that's a topic I've been thinking a lot about recently. So, all right, everybody, I got to get ready. I'm going to be doing a podcast with Jeff Adkins about the PCA and some other fun stuff later today. So I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Oh, gratitude for this period of life. I almost skipped over my last topic. Thought from sauna and thought from cold plunge today is that so much life change has been happening since I was 40. I'm now 44, and I've met my great group of friends. I have a great mentor. I have great coaches, performance coaches, accountability partners. I have a great rhythm to life. I have great humans around me in my companies, and things are really happening well. And I'm constantly learning, constantly being challenged. And this dovetails to the start of the conversation where I work a ton of hours every week, but I love every damn hour I work. I physically cannot sleep in. I gave myself the goal to try to just sleep in unencumbered and wake up and surprise how late it is. I realized that was a wrong goal. I wake up earlier on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because those are days I don't have to be at the office at 7 a.m. because I'm so excited to work and do my own thing. That is the wrong goal to try to sleep in. I should just let my body do whatever it wants to. And if I'm excited about work, do it, because there's so much life change going on with personal, professional relationships, my understanding of business and the world, my place in the world, my life purpose, whether I should be content, Austin Schumacher, or I should grow, be content growing. Am I expressing my full capabilities or am I getting lazy? Great questions. That I realized this is a insane period of life for discovery, growth, and change. And I will probably look back on 40 to 45 and be insanely grateful for all the craziness and change and discovery and learning and new thoughts that I had. And I will probably, sometime in my 60s, probably struggle to try to replicate the amazing discovery period that this is. So you may not end up having all the answers, and tasks are hard and tasks are plentiful. And not every day is perfect. I love my work. Some tasks are more exciting than others. But my God, just this period of insane discovery and growth and connectedness is something I will probably remember for a very long time. And it's happening so quick and so fast. And there's so many events. I'm probably not slowing down enough to appreciate it, but I'm going to press forward, knowing that just like when you have kids, you will always want to spend more time with them. You will always regret not doing more or being more present or things like that. But I'm going to progress. I'm going to try to be present. I'm going to keep trying to discover, and I'm not going to forget this feeling. I'm not going to forget this period of life, what led up to it, the grounds under which it is growing and moving forward. And I hope I can remember this later in life if things feel dull or I start questioning my life purpose as to what this period of life was like, to be challenged and growing. So, all right, everybody, last day for your PCA scholarships. Talk about being challenged and growing. Go to any of the PCA events in this fall and winter, and you will be challenged and you will grow. You'll also get some IRL in a world of AI. So, all right, everybody, I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for interacting. Oh, Joao, Brazil, boa noche, my friend. Actually, what are we? Bautarje? Bautarje, good afternoon, my friend. Appreciate the hell out of you. Oliver South, official. Good insight, Nick. Been cold calling GCs and property managers all week. Dude, send me an email, nick@nickslavic.com. I would love to talk to you about strategies for that. We're embarking on our third year of that, and I would love to swap some strategies. JD Painting Company. Good eye, mate. It's down in Australia. All right, appreciate you guys. All right. Uh, Podcast with Jeff Adkins later today. He'll be posting some other time. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. See you later. Take care of your people. Take care.